Uh, And we are live. I have with me another massive India fan. He's laughing, smiling with joy. India are under 19 champions. First of all, congratulations, Ashish. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm
You
good. Thank
caught
you
me
so
off guard today.
much. Bro, congratulations. First of all, what are your thoughts on the under 19 performance? You've been following them throughout the tournament and finally winning. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
It was amazing victory. You know me, like I just get into the tournament when they're semis and finals. You know that. And before that, all the games I knew India's gonna win because we have a great Indian team like since 2008, and like even before that, the domestic structure is so good. So I was like, I'll wait for the semis and finals performances, and the boys played really well. So it's good.
Yeah, excellent professional performance. And the reason why I got you on was because I mean there's so much to cover today. But there's India West Indies series starting tomorrow on Sunday. I mean it's today for me now, but yeah, India versus West Indies, and Rohit Sharma is leading new
Rohit
captain.
Sharma, the captain.
It's a new era. If you, that's what I know. We've heard this a lot, but Rohit Sharma playing as captain, Virat Kohli playing as a player. It's going to be fun to watch. But yeah, what are your initial thoughts going into the series? Because West Indies don't have the greatest team in ODIs, but you don't want to take this team lightly because they can switch on and off just like that, and they can really change the game quickly. They do have some power hitters, and Pollard is a great captain. So, what are your thoughts for going into this series?
I think it will be a good series, a high scoring one, because we all always know like West Indies they like to stack the ball all over the park and they just want to set up big scores. The only drawback is the West Indies bowling, but I think they have like good bowling this time as well. So I was just recently watching India versus West Indies, the previous one when Rohit was captaining as well, and he was good. He was like good with the field and everything. So it'll be really exciting to see him tomorrow, like how he performs, especially when Virat Kohli is there in the team and how these two gel up. I think they're professionals, so it'll be good for both of them.
I can't believe you're saying this, but at the end of the day, like it's Indian cricket, so whoever does well, it's okay. And also, you need the players to perform, right? And
Yeah.
Virat Kohli right now does not have the captaincy pressure. So how do you see him performing? Are we? I have. I've been asking this question for 2 years. I've been asking this question for 2 years, but will we see a Virat Kohli 100 in this one day match or this one day series?
I think like I'm always hopeful. Every game he bats at, I want him to score 100. So and I think he will score 100. So fingers crossed on that. And it'll be good to watch Virat Kohli play without the captaincy pressure on him. But for me, I think he enjoys the pressure. Whenever he's a captain, he wants to be there and like enjoy, take the pressure and take
That
the
has not
whole team
affected
on
his
his
form.
shoulders.
That is
Sorry,
not. That has not affected his form. Captaincy has never
never.
affected his form.
I think captaincy has improved him, and he also improved Indian cricket. We see test matches, and like we want to see India in test matches, even in like the World Cups and tournaments, other series. India were like, it's if India loses, that's a like a setback for them because everyone expects India to win because he had set the standard so high, and he's always leading from the front, and he's the guy who like if we do he doesn't score 100 people talk about it so you can imagine like what kind of stature he has in the Indian cricket and all around the world as well if I don't see any other player like people waiting for his 100 so that's a sign of a true leader and a great player but I think it'll be a relaxed mindset for Kohli, and I just want Indian cricket to come over like whatever's happening outside and just perform on the ground and like we as supporters should like come and come to the party.
Yeah, and
I see you smiling because I know you disagree with me. I want you want to say I want Virat Kohli back as a captain, but like this is what it is. So I can't do anything. I have to support Rohit Sharma.
I don't want you to say that. What you're saying right now, that's what is good to hear. But I just can't believe you're saying it. I'm kind of shocked
I'm just
because
saying it. I'm just saying it to be on record. That's it. Other off record, you know how I am.
but Hunter missed out when you were praising Rohit Sharma and said you were actually excited to see him captain and that
I'm
he
excited.
and, and he captained well against West Indies in the previous series. You mentioned that as well,
Yeah,
and like honestly, for me, it's just that I think that we've seen a low this past year in Indian cricket. After that Gabba high, it's gone kind of downhill. We saw a good series in England, but apart from that, it's gone a bit low with the T20 series and then the South Africa T20 World Cup and the South Africa series. So for Indian cricket, you want these guys to gel together, and the best way is for whoever the captain is, lead by example. Rohit Sharma, he has the power now. Virat Kohli needs to be a professional. He will be a professional. I think the Virat Kohli is not going to cause any issues. But I think if I am Rohit Sharma, one thing I would do is take advice from Virat Kohli, get him involved. You don't need him to be captain, but you know how Dhoni, Virat Kohli used to go and discuss with Dhoni. I think that's Rohit Sharma should still do that. I mean, it's not like he's going to be wrong if he doesn't do that, but I just feel that will keep the bonding and the chemistry correct, because if you're giving the importance to your ex-captain, you don't need to go for him every decision, but if you just involve him in a few things, I think that's the way to go, because he's a big player as well, so you need to involve him in that way, and he can help you, right? He's captained India
yeah,
as well and he knows what's happening. And of course, Rohit Sharma, he is a mature captain. That's, I'm not saying he's not, and Rohit Sharma's captain India as well, but I'm just saying it'll be a good gesture and a good way to move forward. And Rohit Sharma, I've seen both of them play under each other's captaincies. I saw in the warm-up game as well, Rohit Sharma was leading. Virat Kohli was, he got the ball from Rohit Sharma. It was good. It was good fun. So I don't think there's going to be an issue. We do play it up in the media and everything like that, but I think it should be okay.
yeah. And other than thinking as of Virat Kohli, as of like an ex-captain, just think if he's an experienced player. Don't even think he's in like an ex-captain. You have to respect or go for advice. Just for example, like you go to Ashwin or like Rahane or Pujara, like these guys for advices when the captain like is out of options. So even if like a small chat or like something happens, so it's always good to have someone on the field who has more experience,
Yeah.
and like always go for the advice.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't
and
think it's going to
we
be.
have seen it, and we have seen it last year as well when Punter didn't have anyone on the field.
Yeah.
So and we lost that game. So I'm never shying away to smack a joke at Punter. So yeah, this is my
Yeah,
comeback.
that experience is telling me as well that there should be communication with all the
Yeah,
players, and I think they will, because I saw even in Kohli's captaincy that Rohit Sharma used to communicate with him towards the end of this career.
yeah,
Even in the 2019 World Cup, before that semi-final loss, they were communicating. I think that there was just a bit of a rift in between, but that's when they were not playing together. Whenever they do play together, these two big players do communicate, whether it's
yeah.
batting together or thing. They always communicate, and I think that's it's just good for the whole team. And yeah, just Punter's asking, what is your playing 11 for tomorrow? If you want, we can build it together. Ishan Kishan, Rohit Sharma, that's confirmed, because Rohit Sharma said, and that's strange. Ishan Kishan was not in the ODI squad. He was in the
Yeah.
T20 squad, but because of the COVID situation, he's there. And also, they only had one wicket keeper batsman. So Ishan Kishan slots in Virat Kohli
Number
at number
three.
3. Number
Yeah.
4, you're going Surya or Iyer? Or you going?
I'll go for a year because I think I know he has like recent problems with the short ball and everything, but I feel like a year like he has this series and the next one to make a mark that he can play at number 4, because number 4 has always been very crucial position. We saw like Virat Kohli was playing in number 4 in 2011, and then Suresh Raina, and then we tried like multiple options on number 4. So a guy like Iyer, who will be a captain in the IPL, so and in one of the teams if they select him. So I feel like he brings a lot of experience, and I think he should be the one who should be given a go ahead and like in front of Surya. But on the other, Surya is also very good. So I don't know. I don't know. Like Rohit might take all the Mumbai boys. It's up to
I
him.
would honestly, I would honestly go with Surya Kumar Yadav. I think Iyer has had issues in the past, but still, you could play either. It's in Indian conditions. But
Yeah,
if you do go with, you could go with both as well. But personally, I think that they would go with one of them, and then it will be Rishabh Pant at 5, and
Yeah.
number 6 they'll go either Deepak Huda or Sundar. I think they'll probably go Huda. Because you wouldn't unless you want to go both Iyer and thing, because the only reason is that Huda and these guys give you spin option, right?
Give you options of the bowling, yeah, and you can have a sixth bowler there.
Yeah,
So
so
Huda
Deepak
has been a good form for Punjab as well. So I think Huda should get the nod ahead of Sundar.
yeah,
But you never know. You want to start with spin, and that's why you can bring in Sundar. So it's a headache for the captain right now because he has options and he has a lot of options. So he has to select. He has to have a game plan first of all, how to tackle the West Indies guys. So for me, I think Huda is a good choice for number six or five.
yep. And then probably they'll go with Deepak Chahar, Shardul Thakur, Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzvendra Chahal, Prasidh Krishna. That's like maybe the bowling lineup that they will go with. Of course, you can change it up, but like the two spinners and it'll be interesting to see Kulcha you reuniting again. And
Reuniting after so many years, yeah. And the last time Kuldeep Yadav played, he was like unbelievable. The West Indies batsmen, they were struggling to pick him up, and yeah, Chahal has, as we know, like he's a leading wicket taker. So for RCB as well as India, like in the shorter format, like he wants to bowl in like very crunch situations, and he always used to deliver. And he was for me like a go-to guy for Kohli. So whenever he need a wicket, either he will go Bumrah or he will go Chahal. So I think these guys. So it's an opportunity for these guys to make a mark. I would feel that way because every year we have a World Cup, and these guys don't have that many years left in their kitty, right? And these guys have to make a mark and have to play as many as World Cup and perform and win World Cups as well for India. Because they have
yeah,
to leave a legacy behind. Because now we see the under 19, 6 or 7 or 8 or guys, they can bowl and bat. So we see that like in the next 5 years, we'll see these guys coming and playing, and then you can't give chances to Kulcha and even Iyer or Surya Kumar Yadav. So you have to like make use of this opportunity, I feel.
yeah, I'm really happy for both Kuldeep and Chahal, because I think Kuldeep in particular, after he got hit, I think in one of the IPL seasons, he did lose a lot of confidence, and he wasn't the same after. But before that, he was unpickable. Like they just couldn't play him. He was excellent. I think Dhoni's guidance also helped him a lot. Both of them. I saw Yuzvendra Chahal telling Ashwin in an interview just a few days ago that Aang Band Karke, we just used to follow whatever Dhoni said. Like it didn't matter if he says bowl here, bowl here. Like so. I think they missed that kind of guidance. But apart from that, that one or two series or one or two IPLs where Kuldeep in particular, when he got hit, he kind
Yeah,
of lost a bit of confidence. But he's very talented bowler, and I think hopefully we get to see something different. I know he's worked really hard on his game. He's training day in day out, and he tries his level best, and so you want to see that. But like you said, there's a lot of competition also waiting in the wings. You have Ravi Bishnoi waiting right there. Vicky Oswald in the 119 camp, he's already making a
yeah,
mark. You have Jadeja, who will come back into the team as well, right? So there will be plenty of competition, so you want them to do well. From West Indies point of view, again, I think Pollard is your main face. He's an excellent captain, but they also have some excellent some excellent players. Jason Holder is one who's had a brilliant series against
yeah.
England. Akil Hussain, we saw him at times with the bat and the ball. He's been good.
And the ball is a good all rounder.
Yeah, Jaden Wall Jr., excellent spinner as well. He can pick up wickets. He can cause this Indian team some problems. But again, for West Indies, it will be, Shai Hope, Brandon King if he plays, Nicholas Puran, and Sharma Books. How do they build a 50 over innings? It's not like, a
Yeah,
T20 go from the ball one. They did beat England. T20, again, it's going to be a next level series, I feel, because they're going to give India good competition, and the
yeah.
auction's coming up. So,
Auctions
everyone.
coming in. It's like auction for them. Like they have to put like huge performance in order to get big bucks as well.
Yeah.
And usually West Indies play, we see like a lot of money is thrown at them. So there's another point like guys like Nicholas Puran who have been around in and around the West Indies team. He's a decent batsman, but he actually gives away after scoring some couple of runs, and then because it's their game is to go for the kill, right? They just want to like hit the ball every time it's in the zone. So it'll be great to see how they manage and how they build up over
Yeah.
the 50 overs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they need to score. Like they need to they score. in usually in boundaries, right? But it'll be good to see how they score, how they score in the middle overs when the spinners are in operation, and how they take singles. Because we see India, like they always, whenever in subcontinent, they bank the first 10, and if they score 50 or 40 in the first 10, and after that they score more in the middle overs because they take singles in. They take five singles, six singles. So it's the scoreboard is always moving, and in the end they just go for the kill. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see how West Indies approach this, because in the power play we know they're gonna go for it, and in
Yeah.
the death overs we know they have no option. Like it's what they do in the last
Yeah.
10 overs. But how
Yeah.
they play from 11th over to the 40th, it'll be a game changer for them.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast and they're saying West Indies average score in all three formats is the same. It's 200. Whether it's a test match,
Yeah,
a one day, or a T20, they're always scoring that 200. So it's a one way approach. But at the same time, this is a team that can get all out for 100. They can also chase 350 because strike rate is not a problem for these players, right? And also, I'm very excited to see Karen Pollard. I think he's been a very underrated captain, whether it's for the West Indies or even in domestic. He did win Mumbai Indians and IPL with his captaincy, or took them very far. And then Rohit, I think, came in the final, if I'm not mistaken. Punter can tell us more about that. But he's done well there. He's done well for Trinidad and Tobago. He's won tournaments in the CPL. I think he's done well overall. He's a good captain, and he has that big personality. But also, I think he doesn't. He really rotates his bowlers well. He has a good bond with all of them, and he's smart. It takes his game seriously, but he's smart and he is calm to a certain extent. We do see him get angry, but he's reached a mature stage, and I think he can really take this team forward. And he's probably the right leader right now. That was that stability, and I think he has good backup in Jason Holder as well.
yeah, and good thing is he's showing confidence in his side. We
Yeah,
saw in the England series as well, like he was confident about his boys, and the results came, and he was leading from the front, and he was um, always on his toes, like what to do. He planned all his moves. So Kiran Pollard as a captain, he's good. That's why he's with Mumbai for so long, because when Rohit is injured, which is most of the time, he can come in and like he can take over from wherever left. Because Rohit and Pollard, I feel like a similar type of captains. They keep every move is planned for them, and it'll be good to see how he changes his bowlers. What's the batting order? What are the game plans for him? So I think Pollard is more sorted right now, and we talk about Holder as well. Holder is a great all rounder. Probably Mitch Marsh and Holder are the guys in the IPL as well as in their own teams, who are the workhorses for their teams.
yeah.
So I feel like Pollard right now is ready for the challenge, and it makes West Indies more scary if he's in form, because if you don't see Pollard walking out early, he's gonna score runs, and he's gonna score runs very quick. So it'll be
Yeah.
a challenge for the Indian bowlers, especially the ones who are making a comeback, to see the back of Pollard, but he'll make it difficult for them, I feel.
Yep. Punter is saying Pant has COVID question mark. Vinay Singh Pant is rested. I don't think he's rested. From what I know, that Pant is going to play in the 11. If I have some other information, but so far I haven't heard anything. If there is, I mean, I will let you guys know. But I don't think. I think Pant will play because Ishan Kishan is there as drafted as an opener because Dhawan and Gaikwad have COVID and they need an opener. So Ishan Kishan was told to stay on standby. He was in the T20 team, but they did arrange a jersey for him for the one-day series. They said you're the standby, and because these two guys, this was before the COVID scene. After the
Mhm.
COVID scene, they drafted him to the squad. Also, big news: Shahrukh Khan has been drafted into the main squad. I
Yeah,
think that's excellent news. You should be happy that he plays for Punjab in the IPL, but also he scored that winning six for Tamil Nadu in the was it the Vijay Hazare or the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy?
yeah.
The final. He hit the six of the last ball. So he's had a great last few months, and it'll be exciting to see. Even I think even if he doesn't play, he's the presence being around these guys, being around Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma is going to really help him, and hopefully this guy really becomes the finisher that India want after Dhoni.
And especially before the IPL. I remember when I told you about, like, there's a guy we have to watch him out. That's Shahrukh Khan. And even when I told the other guys, but for Punjab, they failed to recognize his talent. They gave him like a couple of opportunities, then he was nowhere to be seen. But he showed in then he went back to the domestic, and like he proved his mettle. Like, I can play. I belong to this league, and like I can play among the elite players. So being in the camp, it's so important for him before the IPL, because he gets to know the players, and he can gain more knowledge about how he can improve, and what better advice like to get it from Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli or the other guys who are already playing in Indian team for so long. So it'll be a great boost for him, and I feel like if there's an opportunity, like he might we might see him play, but as right now, as he's like just standby, so I think it's just a learning curve for him, and he has to like keep his foot on the ground and just learn and grind in the domestic as well in the IPL. Soon his chance will come.
Yep, and just to conclude, of course, we're all excited for the game. But there's a lot of talk about the template of the white ball team, the Indian cricket team. Sometimes it's a bit like defensive minded. They start off slow. They should follow the England template. It's aggressive. The West Indies template is aggressive in white ball cricket. But how much is it the template, but also the players? Because I feel that you can win with any template. Australia won the T20 World Cup with a completely different template, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were all out to attack. It's the players performed at the right time. So I think more than template is getting the combination right, getting your number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right, getting a middle order that who does perform, who can soak the pressure, and then of course you have your bowlers who can keep the nerve. So it's not only this is open to debate. It doesn't I'm not saying something which is factual, but I just feel that a template can be so good as your players, right? Like their form, the way they perform, and the combination.
Yeah, and India has always been like conservative on the top because they don't want to lose wickets. That's the main plan
But
they
my,
have.
my point to that is, sorry to cut you, but it's exactly what you're saying. My
Yeah,
point to that is that they don't trust the middle order. That's why they're in that situation. Whereas someone like England, you have Jason Roy and these guys. They know Ben Stokes is coming. They know Butler is coming, and they know Owen Morgan is there, right? So
yeah.
maybe it could be that maybe these top three feel that, listen, the game is on us, because the majority of games that India have won, especially on a World Cup level, it's the top three that perform. When they get out early, the game is done. Whether it's against
Yeah.
Pakistan in the World Cup or against New Zealand in the 50 over semi final, it's the top order is it's heavily reliant. So that's
But you have to see like how much international cricket before the World Cup these guys have played together, because top three they play every series. Like okay, I'll talk about KL Rahul, Kohli, and Rohit Sharma. They play every series unless they're injured or they are being rested. And in the middle we see this chop and change. Either we're looking for some all rounder pace
yeah,
bowler, or we're looking for Surya, or we're looking for some other guy coming in. We tried Dinesh Karthik at some point, so we're always looking to strengthen our middle order. So that also keeps and Pant is like irregular in performing, so he's not like Dhoni, who's gonna soak the pressure and then lead you to the victory, because Dhoni was very good, Yuvraj was very good at it, like these, and Raina, these guys used to take the pressure and then they used to score at a good rate. And we see India like winning so many games because you see the team from World Cup 2011. We have top three, which was so good, but we had a great middle order batsmen who were like so experienced that they can put in any situation they can play. So right now there's a lack of inexperience, but these guys are experienced as well. But it's just like lack of opportunity, lack of trust from the management. These guys are not being backed like a lot. They are constantly chop and change. And now we see even in the opening department, like Dhawan, who was scoring so good, he was out. And in the middle order, we are just like question mark on everyone's place in the team. So it's just about so India has to be like they have to keep wickets in hand, because if the top three doesn't click, this middle order is exposed. One or two games these guys perform good, but like later when it happens in big stages, like for example against Pakistan, it happened. We saw Surya coming and hitting 1-6, and then he gave it away. That's not the
yeah,
way to play it. Because as a mature batsman, you have to carry forward the whole team. We saw, because once you have Kohli on the other side, you have to just make a partnership. But Kohli showed like resilience. He was on the pitch. He scored a 50, but still it was not enough. He needed support from the middle order. So I feel it's India has to continue with their they have to continue with their conservative approach till the time they have strong batsmen in the middle who are averaging good, who are scoring good and good form. Unless I don't think they have any option. They can't go like they can't be England in one day or West Indies because it excites us as crowd and supporters. It excites us that they're going all out, but it's a long game. 50 overs is a long game. T20
Yeah.
you can do that. In 50 overs it's a long game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think 50 overs, but India's approach won't be too, uh, like it won't be too scrutinized because I feel that this approach does work. Because if you do go too all out, you can get all out for 200. It can be big, very risky. So,
Yeah.
I think the one day template is okay, with the T20 maybe. I wouldn't say template, but it's just that you need to find a middle order that can really, come out in any situation and perform. That's what you want, right? Whether it's 80 for 0, or if 80 for 2, sorry, or if it's 2 for 2, you just want them to come out and perform. That's exactly what you want, which we saw from the under 19 boys. But hopefully we get to see a replication of that in the senior level, because I think that's the thing which is stopping them. But yeah, your prediction for this series, the ODI series, best of 3.
I I think it should be like a whitewash 3-0 India.
Yeah.
Uh, but looking at Pollard and the team like coming after a victory, so they'll give competition, but still it'll be maximum 2-1. But I think it's 3-0.
I would agree with you, 3-0 India. This is the T20, which is going to be crazy. I
Yeah,
think that's going to be wild, because the auction's on the line, everything is on the line at that time. Everyone's going to be watching that. And you always know, this, I know this, a lot of people know this, that everybody remembers what happened recently the most.
recently.
They won't remember.
Yeah,
Even the Matthew Wade 6 is not going to be remembered compared to what's going to happen in this series. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. We have short memory, right?
yeah,
A lot of people were saying that get rid of Rishabh Pant and he just won you a series in the Gabba. You get rid of Rahane, he won you a series in the Gabba. So, like, unfortunately, we live in that kind of world. What can we do? But at the same time, I think it's great for these players. There's a lot of pressure. It's not easy. Like, you can say, yeah, the IPL is coming, but they also have that in the back of their mind. They want to perform. Not everyone's going to perform, right? Like, yes, you have
yeah,
11 players, but not every player will perform in the series or in match. So I
yeah.
think it's
But
going to.
I feel all the 25 guys on the camp, like Indian camp, plus the backup players, these guys will be selected. It's just like how much money they're gonna get. It's about
Yeah.
that. I don't think these
Yeah,
players think about
from
money.
West Indies point of view, I think.
In the West Indies point of view, they want to put a show up. They
Yeah.
they they want to show every shot they have. They
Yeah.
they want to show the guys like we are there. Come and grab us. Like we want to play for your team. Give us big money. Give $1 million and everything. So it'll be a stage to show for the West Indies guys, but for the Indian guys, it's just it's an Indian IPL, right? So
Yeah.
these guys are going to be selected, and half of them are already retained and like they are in the game in the team. So for the West Indies, like these guys have a point to prove, like who to pick, because we see like Nicholas Puran getting huge bucks. Other guys they're getting like good bucks. Chris Morris got 18 crore because he played a series before the IPL and it was so fresh. Coming to
Yeah.
your point, so and now like the good thing is the IPL teams, they have matured enough. Like we don't see like crazy buy-ins. Like every time we see strategic buy-ins and how they buy young players and they groom them and then they bring them on the team. So it's good to see IPL near, but their focus should be on the current series, which is more important because you're representing a country rather than a club.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Yeah, I think also that the fact that there's 10 teams, there will be more options from that point of view. So, I think there'll be less pressure on the foreign players as well. But
Yeah,
it'll be fun. I think the T20 is going to be crazy. Hopefully, the one day series as well lives up to the mark. And like you said, because it's still a one day match, like anything can happen. India go into as favorites, but India in a very uh, tricky situation. They're in, Rohit Sharma, you mentioned, is captaining in a tough time right now for Indian cricket compared to previous times. So I think
yeah.
it will be a challenge for India, but at the same time, you expect them to win, and you want to see good cricket, I think, from both teams. So I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, I think it'll be good games. I see 300 plus scores every time. So I'm hoping, and a couple of centuries for Virat Kohli as well. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And it'll be a good series for India. They're just going to win 3-0.
3-0. And let's see if Virat Kohli does score 100, then I know you'll be back with a bang.
I'll go crazy. I'll go crazy that day.
Be back. I'm just hoping that Ravi Shastri comes back to commentary. I don't think he will in this series, but I just really want to see him. He did say that maybe in the IPL he'll commentate. Otherwise, definitely in the England series, he's off to England, Ravi,
Yeah,
for commentary. So I grew up listening to his commentary, so I really enjoyed it, and I hope to see him back in commentary. It's always good to
yeah.
see what the commentary panel brings up, and let's see what happens. But it's going to be a great series, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations on the under 19 win.
You
You're a
too.
huge India fan, and it was a great tournament. And these players that we saw today from all the countries in this tournament, we'll see them. We'll see quite a few of them. In 7-8 years' time, the likes of Babar Azam, Joe Root, Ben Stokes, Steve Smith, Virat Kohli, all these guys have played right the under 19 World Cup. So give these guys some time, 7-8 years, and they will be on the stage in the international
Yeah,
stage as well.
and after 7 8 years, we'll be talking about them.
Yeah,
Who will be the captain of India and how's they going to perform and everything. So it's nice. The under 19 tournament, like the World Cup, is always a great spectacle to look after. And let's hope we get off to a good start tomorrow. Rohit Sharma, captain.
yeah. That's Ashish and me signing off. Thank you guys for joining us, and Punter and Vinay, thank you for joining in particular. But hope to catch you guys soon, and take care. We'll get you the latest update from the games. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Ashish.